I've always been fascinated by the clash of ancient civilizations, and today I'm diving into one of the most epic battles of all time. The mighty Roman Empire, sprawling across Europe, suddenly faced a formidable foe in the heart of Britain. This isn't just any rebellion, mind you. This is the story of Boudica, the warrior queen who dared to challenge the greatest empire the world had ever seen. Now, you might be wondering, who exactly was Boudica? Well, let me tell you, she wasn't your average royal. Boudica was the queen of the Iceni, a Celtic tribe in eastern Britain. But here's where things get interesting. When her husband, King Prasutagus, died, he left his kingdom jointly to Rome and his daughters. Sounds like a smart move, right? Well, as it turns out, the Romans had other ideas. The Romans decided to ignore this little arrangement. They seized the Iceni lands, flogged Boudica, and, well, let's just say they treated her daughters in ways that would make your blood boil. Big mistake, huge. This wasn't just a political slight, it was personal. And Boudica? She rallied her people, gathered allies from other tribes, and before you could say Romani ite domum, she had an army ready to give the Romans a taste of their own medicine. Believe it or not, Boudica's rebellion caught the Romans completely off guard. I mean, they were probably thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Well, they were about to find out. Boudica and her forces swept through the countryside like a storm. They sacked Camulodunum, modern-day Colchester, which was basically Rome's capital in Britain. Then they moved on to Londinium, that's London to you and me, and Verulamium, St. Albans, leaving nothing but ashes in their wake. But here's the kicker. The Roman governor, Gaius Suetonius Paulinus, was off fighting in Wales when all this kicked off. Talk about bad timing, right? When he got wind of what was happening, he hightailed it back to the southeast. But he was too late to save the cities, so what did he do? He gathered every soldier he could find and prepared for a final, decisive battle. Right, so here we are. The stage is set for the ultimate showdown. The Battle of Watling Street. Boudica's army, flush with victory and numbering in the hundreds of thousands, faced off against Paulinus and his much smaller but highly disciplined Roman force. The Romans, crafty devils that they were, chose their ground carefully. They positioned themselves in a narrow valley, forcing the Britons to attack in a confined space where their numbers actually worked against them. The battle was fierce, but in the end, Roman discipline and superior tactics won the day. Boudica's army was crushed, and the rebellion was over almost as quickly as it had begun. As for Boudica herself, ancient sources suggest she took poison rather than be captured. A dramatic end for a truly remarkable woman. The epic tale of Rome versus Boudica might have ended in defeat, but Boudica's legacy lives on. She became a symbol of British courage and resistance, inspiring generations long after her death. You can even see a statue of her outside the Houses of Parliament in London today. It just goes to show sometimes it's the fight itself that counts.